Politics, unbiased analysis on global events, world news from Birdeye view. Welcome to the Buzz and Rave show, where we dug into the events around the world, like spotting the worm on a soil.
Like a fish under the river. What's going on, fellas? Welcome to the show where we provide humans talking points.
You might be wondering how tech news affects us. Well, it does. There is a tech war going on which influences world economics, which then influence global political landscape.
Oh, absolutely. The trade war has taken a dimension of a tech war. For instance, what you see as some small territorial dispute may not be about territory.
Let's dissect tech trade politics. On one pole, we got China, the largest producer of solar energy in the world, biggest manufacturer of EV, and aiming for AI competitiveness by 2030, with an industry worth $150 billion.
On the other pole, we have US, which brought innovations into realities like Intel. US works with allies and partners influencing global chip control. For instance, Intel is planning to invest $7 billion in Malaysia. German chipmaker Infineon. There is Nvidia at the forefront of AI. Then there is Dutch chip-making equipment maker ASML and Japan's Tokyo Electron. And of course in US, there are Lam Research and Applied Materials.
So if US has such an outreach, why then there is a tech war?
Well, because of the use of these semiconductors in EVs primarily, and for any other computing devices, the answers lies in whoever controls the supply chain of chips would dominate the supply of end product.
And China dominates supply chain for the battery components.
Chinese companies control significant percentages of the world's supply of the minerals needed for batteries, manufacturing, factories, plants. They did this by innovating on battery technology called lithium iron phosphate, or LFP, which is more efficient, though larger than standardized NMC, NMCA, higher density batteries.
But how did China get this supply chain edge on lithium cells?
They already had well-established manufacturing factories and plants. What provided edge is material procurement. As we can see, it's a whopping $54 billion slice.
But US, though, had these manufacturing standards well established, so as EU. So if the cost to manufacturing is high, can it not be smaller and much smaller in nanometer sizes of, say, transistors in an IC, or size of cells for that matter?
I don't think physics will get along all the way, wouldn't it? There is a limit to where the size will end. Therefore, whoever produce more, especially the whole business product, such as EV, will likely dominate the tech economy market share.
However, though, it all comes down to delivery of end product, meaning transporting quickly and cheaply. And that's where the tech politics takes the tariff shape. Plus, US seeks allies to contribute to counter Chinese tech-made products.
Okay, true in the case of EVs. But mass production of semiconductor chips won't have the transportation costs constraints, would they?
Lesser off course, but Taiwan will likely become the hub of chip production for all its use cases, which will lead to subsequent dependence of US and EU on the island nation, which entails touching the boundaries of geostrategic fault lines.
And what about the servicing side of this hardware? The equipment machines and the software?
I think US and Europe would likely offshore servicing, especially software side of these ICs, to keep themselves competitive.
So, as usual, software development will be serviced to cheaper places. I wonder where does the buck stops then?
And I wonder, where would the tech war ends?
It is likely to end in Latin America, where massive lithium reserves are concentrated.
Let's see what future holds. With that, we'll wrap up and fly to our destinations. Ciao!
Cheerio.